You can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. So today let's take a introduction
Mm-hmm.
to MSBI. Okay.
Okay.
Now before
Mm-hmm.
I start with the demo session, let me tell you myself.
Okay.
As a trainer, I have more than 10 years experience and
Mm-hmm.
I provide the training especially in SQL Server and MSBI.
Okay. Okay.
As per my training experience, I understood the real requirements of any participant who just
Mm-hmm.
approaches for the training needs.
Okay.
We understand the base business requirements, professional as well as personal both.
Okay.
So our session will be completely practical, completely
Mm-hmm.
real time and far, far away from books. I said
Okay.
far, far away from the books. So none of the
Okay.
examples that we are going to discuss here from the books in our session. In the
That's
entire
fine.
course
Yeah.
and in the entire
Mm-hmm.
course, whatever module you are going for,
Mm-hmm.
I will guarantee 95% of it will not be available
Mm-hmm.
either in any books or you can say in Google.
Okay.
So we are going for the real time, complete real time practical session. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Okay.
main advantage is that whatever I will going to teach you, I will record the session and hand over the recording to you after the end of the session. That will be helpful for your future purpose. Okay,
Yes, that will be.
right? Now
Yes,
for
that will be very
MSBI,
helpful.
we need a basic of SQL. Already you are well aware with the basic of SQL. Okay,
Yes.
so let's take an
Mm-hmm.
introduction to MSBI. And
Okay.
for this introduction, my agenda is,
Yeah, but
yeah,
uh, I'm pretty much, I know just basics, but not in depth,
that's only basics I require.
so,
That's only basics I
yeah,
require. Okay,
okay. But I don't know about like views, index, and all
okay,
those
fine,
things.
fine, fine.
So,
Basics you are
yeah,
well known how to use select statement instead of the delete. That's fine.
yeah, yes, those I know.
So we will see what is MSBI.
Okay,
We will see why you are going for MSBI.
okay.
Raj
Yeah,
and Swati, both
Yeah,
guys continue. I need to go in mute mode, okay?
okay, yeah.
and what are the prerequisites? So we'll discuss what is MSBI, why you are going for MSBI, and what are the prerequisites. Now, what is MSBI? What is MSBI? Let me ask a small question to myself. What is government? Government
Okay,
is a process. Government is a process contains IPS officials, IAS officials, IRS officials, some politicians, set of protocols, huge list of departments that are governing the people, managing the people, streamlining the life being led by the citizen of a country. And from there comes what? MSBI. So MSBI is a workflow management system. What is MSBI? We can say MSBI is a workflow management system, or you can say process, a workflow management process. MSBI is not a tool. Remember, MSBI is not a tool. Government is not a politician. Government is not a politician. A set of components work together hand by hand. So MSBI is a workflow management process that is responsible right from the day one of data design, data store, and data management. Data design, data store, data management to data archival process, data access, and reporting and analysis. Analysis means you can also say forecasting. So MSBI is not a tool. MSBI is a workflow management process starting right from the day one of data design, data storage, data management to your data archival, data access, reporting, forecasting, analysis, etc. Now what does I mean? By having this definition, what does I mean? Assume that I have a banking application with me. Assume that I've got a banking application with me. Now bank is in our country from the last 50 years. Bank is in our entire globe from the last 50 years. And I does not expect a single repository for the entire banking data to be stored. Let's say for example, I log into my bank account and by default what I will see? I will see a mini statement. Mini statement, the recent transactions. Now, if I really required the older transactions, say for example yesterday data, or let's say I want a statement from the last 10 years I have been holding the account. So I want a mini statement, I want a statement from the last 10 years. I want my complete statement of my salary account. I do not expect all these 10 years of transactional data in a single repository. I approach the bank and what they do, they may connect to a data warehouse, a historical database, or you can say what, database go down. So right from the online transactional data to historical data, the way you access, the way you manage, the way you feel, that is controlled by a wonderful, vast, beautiful process called MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. Microsoft Business Intelligence is a process. It is not a tool. It is not an application. So from day one, right from your data accessing, reporting, analysis operations, and these analysis operations may include forecasting models. I say forecast operations are possible through MSBI, and that is required for every business. You want to open your business. First question comes where? Second question comes why? Third question comes how? You forecasted good sales, good profit for your business based on the post data analyzed. But for quick decision making, you got some reports with you. So then comes the implementation part. So MSBI is a process. MSBI is a process. Now this MSBI contains of a set of three components. Set of three components. Three major components, and each of these components have its own specific guidelines, specific rules, and we are forced to follow these rules. What are the three components we have? SSIS, SSES, and SSRS. SSIS means SQL Server Integration Services. SSAS means SQL Server Analysis Services, and SSRS means SQL Server Reporting Services. So we have SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, SQL Server Analysis Services, and SQL Server Reporting Services. These are the three major components. And each of these components have its own rules, and we are forced to follow these rules. Each of these components has its specific set of tools available, and we are forced to use the tools. Each of these components has its own language support. So these three components are SSIS, SSES, SSRS. With SSIS, we have one expression language. With SSIS, one expression language. SSES, four expression languages, or four languages directly you can say. You can have MDX, DMX, DAX, and one we have XMLA. SSRS, one expression language. One expression language. Coming to tools, SSIS contains 4 tools. SSIS contains 4 tools. We can have development tools, deployment tools, upgradation tools, the migration tools. So here we have 4 tools. SSIS also we have 4 tools, and with SSRS we got 5 tools. Now the question arises, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of SSIS? SSIS, the purpose is data copy and data move, also called as ETL, extraction transformational loading. ETL stands for extract, transform, load. So purpose is data copy and data move, ETL operations. Similarly for SSES, purpose is to store historical data. To store historical data means creation of data warehouse, creation of DW, data warehouse. And when we have SSRS, purpose, data presentation. Purpose is data presentation. So remember, MSBI is a process, and this process is made up of 3 independent components, and we have to make them dependent. SSIS, SSES, SSRS. Clear? Any question up to this?
No.
Now here we have, yeah, tell me.
What do you mean by like data archival process?
See, when you are going to perform some operations, let's say you are reading, your client provide the data to you in variety of formats, might be in Excel sheet, might be in the form of a database, might be in the form of a notepad files. Clear? So we are going to combine all this together. You can say zipped one. That is the meaning of archival.
Okay.
And we have 3 components, IS, AS, and we go for what? RS.
Yes.
These are the 3 components we have. Now if we come to a communication channel, let me show you communication channel, the communication path, a communication channel, or you can say a communication path. Suppose for example, you have SQL server. Let's say this is your SQL server. Let's say this is your SQL server. Now, we already well known that when we install SQL server, what we will see first, database engine, right? The very first component that you will see while installing the SQL server is the database engine, also called as database service. So while installing the SQL server, we see the very first option in our features page of SQL server, database engine. And in database engine, you will see system databases, model, master, MSDB, TMDB, right? We have 4 different databases in addition to user-defined databases. Now, here this SQL server, let me divide here in 2 parts. Here you can see. So the 3 components we have, SSIS, SSES, and one we have SSRS. With SSES, we have XMLA, MDX, DAX, and one language we have DMX.
So, I mean, what are those like XML, MDX, TAX? Those are languages
Languages.
or?
These are all languages
Oh,
used with analysis server. These are the languages
okay,
used with analysis server. So
okay.
these are the three major components: IS, ES, and what? RS. IS, ES, and
RS.
RS. Now, for IS, IS is used for storage purpose, performance tuning, scheduling, monitoring. Monitoring. AS and RS also, we have all the four: storage, tuning, monitoring, and scheduling. Coming to AS, we have tuning, scheduling, and monitoring. Now, in order to learn SSIS, we need to work with, or we need to understand, or we need to have the knowledge of design concepts and some programming concepts. Design concepts and some programming concepts. Now, what do you mean by design concepts? And what do you mean by programming concepts? What do you mean by design concepts? What do you mean by programming concepts? So for SSIS, we need design concepts, we need programming concepts. For SSRS also, we need design concepts, we need programming concepts. And for SSAS, we need only design concepts. We need design concepts.
Design concept.
Now, what are design concepts? Design concepts means you should know the basics of service accounts, database design, table design, and T-SQL data types. T-SQL data types. So design concept means like what is a service account, database, how you can create a database, how you can create a table, what are the data types available in T-SQL, just basic idea we require. Coming to programming concepts, we know how to work on SQL queries, insert, update, delete, basics of stored procedure and triggers. What is a stored procedure, how you can create a trigger, so on. So some sort of programming concepts are also required. Clear this? So we have then we must
Yes.
know design concepts, we must know some sort of programming concepts. The first component that you will see while you install SQL Server is database engine. Database engine. Database engine. And we also need what is called as an agent for any type of jobs. I say scheduling purpose, and for the scheduling purpose we need to make the use of SQL agent. We need to make the use of what? SQL agent. SQL agent. Okay, clear? This is a just overview. Now coming on to the advantages. Why you are going for a MSBI? Coming on to what? The advantages. Microsoft provides you free technical support. Free technical support. Microsoft provides you free technical support. Microsoft give you free updates. Here update means patches, service packs. Less TCO factor. Less TCO factor. TCO means total cost of ownership. TCO stands for what? Total cost of ownership. Easy to use and interact. Easy to use, interact. And when we are going for MSBI, as we are going to work on the enterprise edition, so all the enterprise level features supported. All the enterprise level features are supported here. So what are the advantages going for MSBI? Free technical support. Microsoft offers you free technical support. Microsoft is not going to incur any cost on pro data basis or per minute basis or per second basis as the competitors of MSBI do. Free updates. Regularly you will get patches, service packs, whatever the problems you have in the earlier releases, that problems are going to be solved with, and at least one particular patch or one particular update you will have in a financial year. Less TCO factor. The licensing cost is very cheap, easy to use, easy to interact, and all the enterprise level features are supported here. Coming to the various versions of MSBI. Coming to various versions of MSBI. See, MSBI is from the version 2005. So we have MSBI from SQL Server 2005, SQL Server then 2008, SQL Server 2008 R2, and even though we are going with a 2012 SQL Server or 2014 SQL Server. So MSBI is from SQL Server 2005. MSBI is from SQL Server 2005. Coming to various editions. Coming to various editions of MSBI, we have Enterprise Edition. One we have Enterprise Edition. One we have Standard Edition. One we have Developer Edition. We have Data Center Edition. We have one Business Intelligence Edition. And one we have Web Edition. So what we are going to work with Enterprise Edition. In real time, you need to work with Enterprise Edition. In real time, you need to work with what? Enterprise Edition. So we also going to work with Enterprise Edition. And what I will do, if you do not have the software with you, I will send you a link for Enterprise Edition of Microsoft Business Intelligence. That is a 6-month trial period provided from the Microsoft. So I am using my license version Enterprise Edition, and I will going to provide you the link to download the 6-month trial version of MSBI Enterprise Evaluation Edition provided by Microsoft. Okay, clear? Swati?
Yes.
Now, so this is about MSBI. Now from my side, as I already told you in the beginning, 100% practical.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to discuss each and everything live practical. No theoretical part, everything we are going to discuss practical. All examples are real time. Far away from the books, and I assure you 95% of the examples you will never find in any book, or if you even go for googling, you will not find these particular examples. So all the examples are far away from the books. At the end of the session, I will provide you the recording also. Whatever we are going to discuss here, I will record the session, hand over to you the recording, so that will be useful for your future purpose. You can play the recording at your home any number of times. The recording will contain both audio as well as what? Video. Okay, so you can revise the same concept. If you forget any, or if you missed any point, you can revise it at your home at any number of times. So that will be an added advantage with what? Recording. Now
I have
MSBI,
one question.
yeah,
May I know the difference between like version and edition?
addition
Version
means
is I know
flavors.
that like
Addition means flavors. For each version, there
flavors.
are different flavors available. Let's say you are having a Windows, right? Now Windows have a different flavor, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Got it?
Yeah.
Similarly,
Mm-hmm.
MSBI version we have 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, but for each version, we are having different flavors. In real time, you need to work on Enterprise Edition only. Enterprise,
Yeah, but SQL Server, I mean 2005, those are versions,
yes, those are,
and that is also tool, right? I mean SQL Server Management
that
Studio
is a
is a
tool.
tool,
That
right?
I said you what, that is a their management tool. So software
Mm-hmm.
is different, tool is different. Okay, that SQL
Okay,
Server
okay,
Management Studio is a part of SQL Server. Okay,
okay.
what I told to you, in SQL Server we have development tools. Okay, we have
Mm-hmm.
deployment
Mm-hmm.
tools, we have migration tools. Clear? We have
Okay.
upgradation tool. Clear the point? So SQL Server
Yes.
Management Studio is only a tool. When you want to connect to SQL Server, you need to go to SSMS, right? But
Okay.
when you want to
Mm-hmm.
develop MSBI applications, you need to use a different environment that is called a BIDS environment,
Okay.
Business Intelligence Development Studio. Okay,
So we cannot develop these SSIS, those applications on this studio. I mean this SQL Server Management Studio.
Management Studio only used to connect to the server. That's it.
Connect to this.
You can
Okay.
connect to database engine. Generally what you do, you connect to database engine. You go to all programs, you go to SQL Server, you go to Management
Yeah.
Studio, you select the engine,
Mm-hmm.
you select the server type. If you carefully observe, you got database
Mm-hmm.
engine, you got analysis server, you got integration server, you got reporting server, right? Okay, but
Yeah.
the actual development activity can be done with the help of BIDS environment, Business Intelligence Development Studio. Okay,
Okay.
development we cannot
Mm-hmm.
do with the help of SSMS, right? Observe here,
Okay.
server type, see here, database engine. If you want to
Yeah.
connect, you can connect to analysis server, you can connect to reporting server, you can connect to integration server, right?
Okay.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Development
Yeah.
cannot be possible with this. For development, you need to make the use of another component, and that another component is SQL Server Business Intelligence Development Studio. See this.
Okay.
Understood? For all
Yes.
SSIS, SSAS and SSRS, we need to make the use of SQL Server Business Intelligence Development
Business
Studio.
intelligence.
Understood?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And this particular build environment is just nothing but a shortcut to Visual Studio actually. This is nothing but a shortcut
Okay.
to your Visual Studio, and this will going to be installed when you install SQL Server. At the time you need to select shared features. Okay, so once
Okay.
you select the shared features, SQL Server Business Intent Development Studio get installed automatically.
Okay.
Understood? Right?
Yeah.
Now see, MSBI is a lengthy course. We are going to discuss with three components: SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. SSIS will going to take around 15 days. SSAS will going to take around 12 to 13 days. And SSRS also will going to take around 12 to 13 days. Clear? So approximate you need to target 35 days for the entire course. You need to target 35 days for the entire course. Okay, clear? If you say go for in 2 days or 3 days, not possible. Not possible to complete in 4 days or 5 days or 7 days. I do not provide
Okay.
any type of crash course. Crash course always crashes. So better is what? Go in detail. So it will take, SSIS will take 15 days. AS will take around 12 to 13 days. RS will take around 12 to 13 days. 1 day up, 1 day down. Or you can target 35 days. At least 35 days you need to target for this entire course. Clear? Okay.
Yes.
So this is what regarding a basic introductory part to MSBI, and we are going to start with SSIS first, then we go for AS, and then we go for what? RS.
RS.
Any order you can use, but generally this is the preferred order. First you go for IS, then you go for AS, and then you go for what? RS. This is the preferred
RS.
order. Now if you have any question from your side, you can ask.
No, I'm pretty much clear.
Basics of SQL you are well aware, not a problem. Okay, just I need only
Yeah,
the basics.
not a problem.
Rest of the things
Yeah.
I will explain to you. Step by step we will go for each and every
Okay.
tool, whether we are going for IAS or AS or RS, that we will discuss one by one, step by step. Okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any questions if you have, you can ask. Whatever, now one more thing, whatever I will write down here in the notepad, whatever I will draw, I will make a lot of drawing in MS Paint, or I will write a lot of contents in notepad. Whatever I will write here, I will send you all these via email. Okay, so no need
Sure.
to note down
Yeah.
everything. I will send you via email at the end of the class, right? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So any question you think from your side, you can ask, free to ask.
Okay. I'm clear.
Fine. So what you will do, Swati, just talk to your consultancy, and according to that let me know so we can plan for the regular sessions. Okay.